Hi, I'm Erin Brown, and it's great to have you here. Today I'm going to talk here in this little session about spelling mastery, 3 simple games that can make spelling easy and fun. And if you saw me last year here, those were 2 totally different games that I talked about last year. I'll talk more about that at the end, but these are 3 brand new spelling games. I'm the director of True North Reading, the Complete Mastery Reading and Spelling Program. I've been, which is over 25 years that program's been used throughout the US and world. I've also been a curriculum developer, preschool all the way through university. I've worked at 3 different universities and developed all kinds of curricula and all kinds of things. And most importantly, I homeschooled 10 of my children who are now all adults. And so I'm bringing all of that experience here to you for spelling, especially if you want your child to never struggle with spelling, or if you have a child that's struggling with spelling. So whether your child is just starting out reading and spelling, ages 3, 4, 5, 6, or your students older, what's here is really, really going to help, okay? So I wanna first talk about some truths about spelling before getting into the 3 games, because this is super important information that you can take into all of your spelling with your kids. I wanna talk about what spelling is not, okay? Spelling is not memorization letter by letter. And if you're like me, we learned how to spell by writing a word 20 times, copying the word over and over, and memorizing letter by letter by letter. And that is not how spelling works. Spelling isn't letter, letter, letter. Spelling is that certain letters together represent a sound. So if I say the word teacher, let's use that word, it has a sound t, e, ch, er. It has actually 4 sounds, not T, T-E-A-C-H-E-R, 7 pictures. It has 4 sounds. Now, right away, you can see it's easier to remember 4 than 7, right? So when we approach spelling from its sound, here's a sound, and the way that we draw that sound, the picture, letters together that we draw for a sound are a representation of what we're saying. Oh my gosh, spelling becomes a whole new thing. It isn't memorizing letter by letter by letter, and it's not a memorization task, it's a listening thing. So right away, spelling is about sounds. It's about, here's a sound, I'm gonna take my word and pull it apart into its sounds, and then I wanna be able to draw what that sound is. So if I have the word, Sharpie, I'm reading off of your Sharpie, this is not scripted. Sharpie, sh, r, p, e. 4 sounds, sh, r, p, e, instead of s, h, a, r, p, i, e. Again, 7 letters to memorize. It's not memorization. It's sh, and we learned, oh, that's the sh. By the way, there are many ways to draw sounds. That's why English is tricky, okay? You can do ch for sh, like in Chevrolet, right? So it's really important to have a reading and spelling program that recognizes and teaches all these sounds together, just because that's the way our language works. But in Sharpie, it's sh. R, A-R, R, I like to go R. A-R is the R. P, oh gosh, that's just P. Although in our language, it can be a P-E, like in type, T-Y-P-E. But in this case, it's just a P, right? And then E is an I-E. It's a picture for E. So when we learn that Sharpie is sh, R, P, E, 4 things pulled apart, and then we can attach a picture, some letters that are drawn together as one picture, one thing, to the sound, now spelling makes sense. Spelling, it becomes a thing that I can accomplish. Spelling is a task that is easily learned if I know the sounds and the pictures that go with the sound. All right. As I said before, it's not memorization letter by letter. It's not copying the words 20 times like I did when I was growing up. And it's not vocabulary, filling in the blanks in workbooks. And just about every workbook that I used growing up, and also for many of my kids that I homeschooled, because I homeschooled in the dark ages, 30 years ago, it was all workbooks. And the spelling book was where you'd had vocabulary words and you had to copy the words in the sentences. Have you seen those before? where you copy this word, this word fits in the sentence. That's a vocabulary skill. That's not really spelling. So vocabulary is different. Spelling is, again, just this one skill of hearing the sound and being able to match up the letter or letters that go with the sound, and then to draw those or write those down. That's spelling. So it's not vocabulary. Vocabulary is a completely different thing. Now, what spelling is then is hearing sounds. It is separating a word out into its sounds, right? And it is attaching the letters, or I like to call them sound pictures, for that sound, and then putting them down in order. It's not vocabulary. It's knowing what to draw to assign to that sound. Okay, now the problem with English is that we have all these different ways to draw a sound. That's my famous example. These are 11 ways to draw the A sound. Oh my goodness, right? We have to learn all 11. And by the way, if you learn all of these together, and there are 13 E, like in Jose, and EE, like in Renee, I call those global sounds. Those also are included, but I'm leaving them off for now. We have 11 of them here. If we learn all 11 together, then spelling is finite. It's not memorizing just that word, just that list. It's, oh, I have all these to choose from. I know that these are all my A sounds, and I'm covered. Unless I'm doing global sounds, I'm covered. I know it's got to be one of these. And in True North Reading, we learn these. It's a reading and spelling program, and that we learn these. Notice all of these start with A, and all of these start with E. Oh my goodness, some of these don't even have the A picture in them, right? So the trick for spelling is to spell in a sound-based way, to group all the sounds and learn all the sounds together. And then when you hear the sound in the word, that skill of being able to hear the word and pull the sound out, we can't, it's a finite thing. We can choose. And there are certain ways in games we can know which is which. There is a way to know which is which. But you see, it's a whole different approach. It's hearing the sound pieces, separating the sound pieces out of the word, being able to assign the correct picture, letters, letter combinations, to the word. And so spelling is different than what we thought it was when we grew up. What I call foolproof ways to get kids into spelling is games. And that's why, again, there's a resource if you go to YouTube from what I did last year here at the Catholic Conference. It's called Spelling Mastery, 2 simple games that make spelling easy. Those are 2 games. You can go there and find those games, great games you can use with any spelling list. But I want to introduce 3 new games that you already know. And the first one is bingo. All right. If you use a bingo board, you create a bingo board, which is super, super easy. It's just 5 spaces and 5 spaces, right? These are just inch spaces. And you can put any sound picture inside of this all mixed up. This is from the basic code 2. This is like the fluency. These are 2 separate, this is board 1 and board 2. We make them for you. You can make them on your own though, but we have them for you if you want to have a done for you program. It's there for you. Right? You have these big, and then you can make dice. You can even make the dice. You can just buy online. Oh my goodness, find this how to make a dice online, right? And fill it in yourself, right? With the sound pictures, the spellings that you want to work on that are inside the words. And you can make the cubes, or I like to go to the the craft store and get those little wooden cubes, because anytime you can make learning hands-on and fun and game, kids are going to stay with it longer. They're going to have a stronger memory. They're going to have an emotional memory, which is a strong memory. They're going to remember more. So making it into a game, making a cube, make this part of it, because as they're creating this cube picture, they're looking at the letters. They're looking at the sound pictures and reinforcing, even as they're using scissors, right? And when they make the cube, they get the little box of wooden cubes for $2, or bag of wooden cubes for $2 from the craft store. And they write the different, this one's working on these too, right? And they write the different sounds in, and then roll the dice. And oh, I have an ov, or I have an A that's spelled AY. And then I cover that up. They're learning. We've broken the spelling down into its most small, accomplishable pieces, accomplishable tasks that are fun. And bingo, anybody can make bingo. Your older kids can make the bingo games for the younger kids. You just have to know what the sound pictures are that you're working on, whether it's a beginner who's learning how to blend with two consonants together, or whether you're using sounds like this with a preteen or teen. Okay. Same thing. Here we have all the I use this in my other talk about reading. Here we have the pictures and the awk cousin at the bottom, ALK. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 sides of a dice right there. And you make your bingo card and play bingo. And my goodness, they are learning the spelling piece. And then of course, whatever your spelling words are, the pieces that you're using, like if they're all EY and EIGH and ET words, beret, ballet, ricochet, wheat, way, then you can actually have the dice with the EIGH and actually have them roll it and say, okay, which one of my spelling words uses this picture? Right? You can tie it into the game. So the first game is bingo. And again, you can do it with blends. You can do it with single sounds with young kids, just when you're learning the very beginning sounds. And you can do it with 2 sounds, 5 sounds, 10 sounds. Younger kids, obviously, are going to be using just a couple sounds at a time. Older kids, you can mix it up. Or if you have some sound pictures that they are getting mixed up a lot, just do a few sounds at a time, right? And again, have your spelling words nearby so that you can say, oh, look, there's the sound in that spelling word, and we're making the connections. But it's a game. It's so much fun. All right, the next game is the match game or memory game. And we all played this when we were younger, right? Where we just had 2 pieces and we turned them all the pieces, 2 pieces that match. Let me be clear. Like if I had an IE, like a Sharpie, as an E picture, I'd have 2 IEs, right? And maybe I'd have an EE, 2 EEs. Maybe I've got 2 EAs. These are all E pictures. And I'd flip them over, have those pairs mixed up and face down, and just like any match game, turn over, go, oh, it's the EE, that's the 2 E's. I need to find another one of those. Ah, there's an EE with 2 E's, it's a match. Or, oh, no, that's the E sound, that's IE. Not it. What are we doing in a simple game? We're really reinforcing those sound pictures, those little pieces of sound that are inside your spelling words that you're working on. So from your spelling words, you can pull out the sound pictures that each of the spelling words have within and make matching cards. Now for young kids, I want to show you this because this is so fun. If you want to include reading in it, you can of course put a picture. This is again from True North Reading, all done for you if you want that kind of a thing, but you can do this, you can draw, right? We can draw really fun, easy things. I think we can draw. Some of us can draw. Some of us can't draw, but we have a picture and then a word, so they're actually reading. Or you could have, if this were a picture of snap, you know, and then have the word snap, maybe you have an SN, not the whole word. You're trying to find and have them really think about what is this picture of, what's the word, what's the sound. See, we have more steps then when we do it that way. Same thing here, you can have longer words, right? So maybe you can have, if your words are CK words, you can have a picture of a socket, and then they have to match that with a CK because the CK is inside the word socket. So there are many different ways you can do match game. Match game is easy, fun, works great for older and younger kids, okay? And of course, older kids, you'd be using the higher level sounds. All right, the third and most fun game, I think, they're all fun, but go fish, go fish. Again, we do this in True North Reading. It's all done for you, every single lesson. This is the Basic Code 2 lesson, blends. And so they're working on, like this one specifically is working on the BR sound and the CL sound, right? And so these pages, all a student has to do is cut out these words and with a glue stick, glue them on a card. 3x5 cards, take a 3x5 card and you cut it horizontally and you've got a card for a game. And you just cut these out and you glue them on. And again, you can write these. You can write the words. You cut them out in matches, right? So we have brisk and brisk. We have two of them, right? So we know there's a match. And you put them, you glue them on the card, and you mix up the cards, and everybody gets 5, right? You know how to play Go Fish. Same thing, but instead of saying, do you have the word brisk? I say, do you have a burr? Okay, I'm not gonna say BR. Do you have a burr? And they have to think through, oh, that's BR. And they have to read then, it's critical thinking, they have to read all their words to see if there's a BR there, a burr sound there. See all the steps, cool reading, little sub skills, reading, spelling skills that are in this game. And then, ooh, I do have a burr, and maybe it's the word brisk. Now, another step. You don't have to just say, give the word to them. You turn it around and show it to them, and they have to read it with the burr, brisk, in order to get the match. See how fun this is? You could also do a spelling version that is, I have a burr, the word is brisk. Spell brisk and you get my card. So you don't show them anything. It's not the reading version, it's now the spelling version. All right, so in my hand, I said, do you have a burr? I said, yes, I do. The word is brisk. Spell it for me and you get it. And then they spell brisk, they get the card. If they don't spell brisk, you just take your card and you show it to them and go, oh, no, this is what it was. For next time, you get to look at it, you get to peek at it and learn it, and then it goes back in the hand. Okay, does this make sense? It's taking the games that we know, bingo, match game, Go Fish, and it's turning it into games of spelling and having fun and being able to take the sounds and pull them apart and use critical thinking and all the cool things that happen in spelling, but not memorizing letter by letter by letter, not copying the word 20 times, using, again, critical thinking skills to figure out and to understand how spelling really, really works. So if you want more of this, it's actually done for you at True North Reading, the Complete Mastery Reading and Spelling Program. That's the full name. It's just truenorthreading.com. Happy to help you answer any questions. There's a really cool special going on. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. It's for $200, you get all 6 levels, all everything, all thousands of pages. It's a once a year thing that I do every year for Catholic learners. And it's just, you're not going to find anything like that because it's like all your kids, all the levels, everything, reading, spelling, vocabulary, all together. It's available for you just through this conference. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You can reach out to me at truenorthreading@gmail.com too. All right. Use these games. I know a lot of you are like really skilled, either whether you're just brand new to homeschooling or you've been homeschooling a really long time. I know that you're super skilled and you can make these on your own. So I'm not pushing anything. I'm just saying, hey, it's available for you if that's what you want to do. If you want to do it yourself, go for it. That's what I did for years. And that's why as a curriculum developer and as a mom of homeschooling 10 kids, I was just like, okay, I've got to make this easier, not just for me, but for everybody. And that was the impetus over 25 years ago to create all of this. And even to this day, we're creating brand new games and programs and filling the program even more. And if I could share that with you and it can help you and your student, I'll just feel, it'll warm my heart. It'll make me feel really positive and good and to be able to connect in that way to help you. But again, I'm behind you. Use these games. Use the 2 simple games that are on YouTube under Spelling Mastery, 2 simple games that make spelling easy on my YouTube channel. And then try these out because it certainly not only makes spelling more fun, it actually makes spelling work. They remember faster, it works better. And it stays with the kids because it's games. Games, it creates a stronger memory. Okay, I hope to hear from you soon. And best wishes. Thank you so much for being here.